relax and keep the head down and just do what they have to do. And then
that's what it's about. It becomes a compliance function instead of a client service. And compliance is about covering things and making sure it's correct. It's not about how you run a business. It should be about client service. And clients, then it also goes the other way. So you will get the clients who'll ring you literally every 5 minutes because they've received a letter. It's like, well, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Or you send a text message saying, I can't answer, and they expect you to ring back in 5 minutes. So it's a hard one to balance, but it's also, I think if you can be open and honest with clients about it and just talk about the challenges, they're human beings as well.
I was just going to say that. We forget, don't we, that it's all human beings. People go, oh, all the solicitors are like this. And actually, there's probably one solicitor in there that is a human being that's actually functioning in the way that you want them to. You miss that because you have this blanket approach to, oh, estate agents are like this, or solicitors are like that.
I've got a question. So tell us a bit about your relationship with Gavin. I mean, how did you guys meet? Because starting a business with someone is quite a... I mean, Jill and I, we don't think of ourselves as business partners, but we are. But, you know, we are partners in crime.
I'm not doing time for you.
It's too late, I've grassed you up. Anyway, so you know, how do you... Because we've had a really challenging this year. You know, it's been challenging. When the pressure's up and there's cracks and, you know, you can hear the boat creaking, you know, from, you know, how you handle those things. How, because you've been working with Gavin now, what, like you said, 15 years?
Not, well, in different companies and so much before.
Okay, so there's an established working relationship. But I saw you two the other day and I just kind of got, these guys are actually friends. They look like they're really good friends. I've never really seen you two together.
Right. Okay. Well, that's because he's in Essex and I'm not.
Yeah. But both of you together the other day, and I just saw you just sitting there talking. Everyone was yapping away, drinking wine. I thought, oh, they're looking like they're having a good time here. So, how would you say? What have you learned about being in business with a long-term associate or partner? Is it just you two that run the company?
No, we've got a team.
But I mean, do you own the company? The parent?
We have a team. We have a team of bodies who effectively are the guts of the three companies, and you need to have that. You know, I primarily do the compliance side of things because I'm wired more that way. He does more of the how did you put it earlier on? The more artistic side of things.
So does he wine and dine everyone and do all the schmoozing, networking? I'm networking, leave me alone.
This is where you're digging me a big hole, you see. So no, I will say no to that point. But we know we're different in the way they do things. I will always have more of a suit mentality because I think if you're talking mortgage lending, people expect you to look a certain way. They expect you more to be dressed in a suit and a tie and have a certain approach.
So if somebody was to come to you and didn't know you from Adam, first time they've met you, they don't know that you're a mortgage consultant.
Yeah.
What would you say is your genius that you have to bring to a business working relationship?
I think we're the way that I do everything is sense check it first. And I always tell clients, is this right? Is there something that doesn't quite stack up? Might not always know what that is at that point. Is this something that we can do or is it not? And I know that in 20 minutes usually. And I think the difference is I'm always honest about it. If I don't know, I'll say. And I would rather say to somebody, this is either I don't know or I don't have an answer that I would trust right now. Let me go and find it and I'll come back to you. Rather than saying, yeah, pay your fees, you know, and then we'll worry about the detail later. I just think that's disingenuous. There's a lot of people in our industry will worry about getting money off clients as quick as possible before actually giving the client what they want. And I've never been comfortable with that approach, just because it's just dishonest, frankly. I don't think it's right.
You know, we've been articulating the fear, scarcity, competition paradigm within BeCollaboration.
Yeah.
If you're operating inside of that, you can see why it's very transactional. It's very kind of nail the client, you know, pin them down, close them, you know, because it's about the fear, scarcity, competition. If you don't, someone else will. You've got an opportunity, you know. And I think we've been creating a conversation and a dialogue within the community about what is it to operate from a sense of love, connection, and abundance. And what I'm hearing in what you're saying is a clear understanding of that in terms of, you know, treat people with respect, sense check it. Is this the right thing to do? Are we serving people? You know, is there integrity in what we're doing? And the thing is, your values do cost you something. You can't go around being like that, but it costs you something. But there's also a lot of payback. There's a lot of equity you build up with people when you operate that way.
You're investing in relationships, aren't you?
Mm.
So we don't invest any money in marketing at all. And we do social media and all that jazz because you've got to do that, don't you? But all the clients we've got have come from referrals, and that's a double-edged sword, isn't it? Because you've got to do the right thing. Because if you don't, the whole rule of how many people do people tell when they're upset about something in comparison to when they're happy.
I think it's 3,000 now with the internet.
Click. You know, it's an investment in time, and I think it makes things an awful lot easier. If I meet somebody through an estate agent, you're going through this revolving door thing. Whereas if a buddy of a buddy rings up and says, you know, I've been told you'll sort this out. Yes, I'll sort it out. You give me this, I'll do this. Done. You know, there's no the time that's wasted is reduced massively. And annoyingly,
so invested in, I believe, or what we practice, is investing in relationships is probably the best investment you can make in life. Yeah, good and I think that you know that expands to community. Something that we're talking a lot more about, the power of community, the fabric of it. You know, just being at our end of year celebration, just seeing everybody, and I think I posted something afterwards. I said, you know, it's the experience of family. It's like being with people that there's more to it than just what you do or trying to make a living or getting something out of it. You're actually happy to just be a part of it in a way that I think we don't get. I don't experience that in many places.
It is quite strange though to spend so much time in company of different people when you've got absolutely no idea what any of them do. And
I think when it's relevant, it becomes important. But you've got a relationship to lean on. You know, you've got a relationship to lean on because you've established values and.
Yes, I don't mean that as a derogatory comment.
No, I hear what you're saying. I think let's say tomorrow, you know, I get an inquiry and I've got a need for what you do. I wouldn't have any, you know, you kind of go, well, that's obviously David Liddle could do with that, or Gavin, you know, I want to be like, it's not what you do, it's who you are that's important, and what you do is just what we need done right now.
Yes.
That's about as the long and the short of it, because maybe that's what the client needs, or that's the best fit for them. But the time and the care that's taken to understand each other and build that trust without transaction being the main focus, I still think it's really powerful.
Yeah, I agree. And it's very unusual.
I've got another question for you. A while back, maybe like quite a while ago, maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, I heard that the average age of the first-time buyer was around 38 years old.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
Is that still the case? Or?
Well, it depends where in the country, but I mean, if you look down south at the cost of property, it's just ridiculous. How does any first-time buyer get on the ladder? Unless
How old were you when you first bought your place? What was your first purchase?
Oh, late 20s, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, probably late 20s.
What about you?
I think I was 19.
It's interesting. He's younger than us.
It depends. It depends on where people live, though, and what they're doing. I think there's and what the environment that you grow up in. There's lots of people who are encouraged to disappear around the world for years at a time. And I think there's massive value in that, because I think there's huge value in having experience.
University of life.
When you can, you know, university's not ideal for everybody.
Absolutely.
That doesn't make it a good thing or a bad thing. I think that certainly when we were younger, when I was younger, everybody was kind of pushed to, you went to university or you're useless. And it's just like, well, that's not really right. Whereas nowadays, it's more proactively pushed to have apprenticeships and positive things that actually get people from A to B. And when they're kind of late 20s, you actually currently find that people are miles better off having gone that route than the ones who've gone off to do random degrees.
I've got a question. So in terms of 2019, I mean, my experience of you is, and I remember doing your orientation.
Yeah.
And as I was talking, sorry, I had no idea what I was talking about. I could see on his face. He's like all right, carry on. I'm like, I don't think that's really there. That's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm okay. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. But I can definitely see there's been a shift in your relationship to the community. I think I've seen you shift. But in terms of what does 2019 hold? Because you say you want to get more, from what I understand, you want to get more involved. You want to get, is that right? Am I making the right assumption in the community as a whole?
I'm more comfortable being involved in something than sitting around the periphery. I find sitting around the periphery, just going along with it and turning up, a waste of time and slightly embarrassing. Because I just think, if you're going to do something, get involved. If you're not going to get involved, don't come, because there's no point.
But I think you've taken some time to allow yourself to to climatise to the nature and the intentions of the space that we're creating at BeCollaboration. And I think my experience of you over the last few months is that you feel very comfortable now. And I think it's the time where you can go, right, I can get involved in, to another level.
I've not engaged as much as I could have done because I've had other family issues over the summer. Sure. That's why. That's restricted by...
One of the things I like about you, though, is that now you are this person that for a lot of collaborators, they go, oh yeah, I'll come to the London meeting. And I don't know if they're going to come to the London meeting. But I'm now at the stage where I go, well, David's coming. I don't even have to talk to or see it.
I can't do that. I find it very disingenuous not to turn up.
Exactly, and that's what I like about you, is this kind of, you've made a commitment, so at the very least you're going to be there.
And if not, she knows where you live. I've got another question.
Where do you live?
I'm pretty sure you were at the Engage launch, Engage introduction.
Yes.
Yeah, I good. Because when you're presenting, you don't always remember where everyone is, and also from the camera, and you can't tell. But I remember you being there, and. How's the Engage side starting to, because it's still early days in terms of what everyone knows, and I'm working on things in the background, but how do you see yourself, how would you like to be involved in that? Is that something you'd like to be involved in? So obviously, the time out to come.
I think the whole idea of the whole concept is perfect in reality, because it's brought about with the intention of getting the different products and services to work collaboratively together. Yeah. And that, I think, is probably with the honesty and integrity of the way that it should be rolled out. I think it's pretty unique in the marketplace. It was interesting listening to the conversations on the night about how different people thought it should be rolled out and how it would work. And frankly, it's impossible to get that right. It's impossible to get a rollout because you don't know who you're doing it, what your target is, what your product provision is. I think the intention of that evening was to basically say, here's an idea. What do people think and how does it work? And that is brilliant. It's a brilliant idea. I think it's a great idea. I think it will need people to be very open-minded in how they interact with other people, because even although there's people in the group, actually that's not fair to say. I think people are not generally, they don't work in a collaborative way in their business lives generally. I know that more from us, because we literally every day are saying we should be doing this together, to solicitors and accountants as an example. And I think in lots of other businesses that they don't, because they're worried about losing control or losing kudos with a client or whatever. But in reality, if everybody comes in with the same I guess the same heart maybe, or the same honest intention, then